Hiya, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris News.
Disneyland Paris continues to prepare for the reopening of the resort on the 17th of June 2021, with ride testings, renovation and cleaning work galore.
Hotel New York, The Art of Marble reveals a Peter Parker bedroom photo location.
A new merchandise line for Disneyland Paris Pride Month has been released and is available at the World of Disney.
Mobile Order is testing on the app for Casey's Corner.
Bell Corporate, the company behind Baby Bell and Laughing Cow, has partnered with DLP to provide food trucks outside Cars Road Trip and eventually in Avengers Campus.
Sorry, I was gasping then. I forgot to press the bong.
Well, you really sold that last piece of news.
Well, I was trying to project because I think I'm a bit further away than you guys, and I'm possibly a little more echoey.
You're being picked up quite well. There shouldn't be any echo now. We've been having all kinds of problems with audio over the last few weeks, as you all know. We thought we got the 3 mic thing working, but we've gone back down to 1 mic now. So you can see the 1 mic in front of me, but it's not actually in front of me. It's in front of Lucy, which is a bit of a weird illusion.
Sam Metcalf says the sound is much better this week.
Woohoo! That's good.
Good.
I mean,
And that's thanks to the gentleman on my right.
We keep trying.
It was almost even better, but mic problems, so we've gone down to 1.
That mic keeps messing up our plans. Right. This week we're going to discuss the news as always, but our main discussion is looking at the opening of Avengers Campus in California and seeing how that will affect and translate to the opening of Avengers Campus in Paris. We also have a lovely card from a friend that we forgot to read out last week on our 2nd birthday celebration, which, by the way, was a fantastic episode. If you haven't watched or listened to that, I highly recommend you do so. And these guys obviously want to tell you what they're drinking because they keep waving bottle openers at me.
No, just this is just for people to enjoy the Mickey Mouse bottle opener.
Okay.
I was just passing it back.
We are drinking alcohol-free beer.
Yes. We know how to live.
That's today's not sponsor.
That's it.
Cheers.
This should be the meme for just turned 40.
Oh, do you know who's just turned 40?
Ooh.
Today, I think, Chris Evans.
Ah.
Captain America.
There we are.
Now, he's 40 and so am I. I've just turned 42. But actually, do you know what?
How does that make you feel?
I'm looking at the screen now and, obviously I'm not chiseled like he is, but I don't look old.
You have a youthful glow. Or perhaps that's sunburn.
It is sunburn.
He has the same birthday as that girl from Thor. What's in WandaVision?
Oh, Darcy.
Yeah, has the same birthday as her. And the same birthday as the Olsen twins.
Oh,
Good.
Right. Very good.
Interesting
An
connections.
auspicious day.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, do we have any friends with us today, Huey?
Everyone's here. Andrew Palmer says pink.
I know.
Not sure why.
Is that my
Totally
nose or the
unintentional.
shirts? It's-
Mac Riley's saying put some hella sauce on that Bell Corporate. Like, if anyone doesn't...
Baby Bell and spicy ketchup.
Some people might know what that means, but that's their fault. I've started eating that hella sauce on... I pop it on everything. I'm just trying to get through it, basically.
Where can you get it from?
Well, Chris, I'm glad you asked. No, where did I can't even remember now. I think I got it from... I think it was Quality Save, also known as Home Bargains.
Very good.
We need to stop talking about hella sauce.
We do a little bit. It comes up a lot, doesn't it?
It really does. But yeah, we got Bob Sangle's here, Sam Metcalf's back, Mark Chester, Mark Riley, Susie's here. I think that's dedicated to DLP are here.
Hi,
Hi,
guys.
everybody.
Hello.
It's
Nice,
lovely.
isn't it?
It's lovely to see everybody.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah.
Oh, it's like we're having a little summer's evening party. Why aren't you all at barbecues? Anyway,
Maybe they are.
maybe they are. Maybe they've got a group going on. Right, let's have a quick look at this news because we've got lots to go at in the Avengers subject. And next week, I presume it's going to be a reopening special next week. There'll be a park. there'll be a European Disney park open
And
next
here's
week.
an exclusive for you. We'll be there live.
We will not.
We won't be there live.
Boris says no. I need a T-shirt this year that says Boris says no.
Indeed. You indeed won't not be not there. Or, yes.
So, yeah, well, I must say, I mean, if I could possibly be there, I would want to be there. But there's a couple of things that don't make me feel too bad about not being there. And number one on this, the news this week was the carrying on with the renovations and so on, so they can get the park ready. And one of the things is all the construction walls in Fantasia Gardens have had decals and ride posters put up on them just to make them look a bit more guest worthy. But I was like, oh, because I was really kind of hoping they'd be gone by the opening. If I was going on the opening, because if you go in for a reopening after so long, one of the most emotional things, as you'll all know as Disneyland Paris fans, is that first walk towards Fantasia Gardens and the Disneyland Hotel.
I agree with you, but think about it this way. It's like Disneyland Paris has been wrapped in a box and you're going to climb into that box and through the gate. So actually it's kind of nice.
Oh, Chris, you polished that turd then.
I have a knack.
Oh, thank you, Chris. That has
not my
made me
first
feel a
time.
bit better. Polishing turds. So what you do with us two every week before we come on.
It gives us a good polish.
So the Panoramagique, that big balloon over Lake Disney, that's been testing, ready to take guests up again from the 17th. There's been lots of drip feeds of the Cars road trip
Looks more and more impressive every time I see it.
images. Just don't knock it. I'm excited about it. Images being released for us to look at. And we do know there's been a big project of cleaning work going on things like canopies. So yay for anybody who gets to be there, mainly French people. But we do look forward to seeing images of human beings in that park. We really do. And give all the cast members a hugs from us, because we think they're amazing.
I actually have colleagues at work who are talking about booking to go to Disneyland Paris now because the Brits aren't going to be there. Not because they don't want Brits there, but because
I wouldn't want Brits.
Because it'll be quieter. They see it as a real opportunity to go when it's not going to be as busy. So they might find that they actually get some good custom from other countries that are allowed to travel there.
We should point out that Chris's job is international, isn't it? You work a lot remotely.
Yeah. I work entirely remotely. My team are based in Milan. Yeah, but I never go there.
No. Hugh's team's based in Cleveland, Ohio, aren't they? You went there once.
Yeah, I went there once. I had to work over the weekend.
There you go.
While I was there.
True story.
Okay. So, I don't think Hugh's seen this. Because earlier...
No, she said something earlier. She was like, oh, no, I'm going to save it.
I went, oh, I like that. I said it out loud. Scrolling down Twitter, I went, oh, I like that. And Hugh went, what? And I went, I'm going to show you. So I sent the photo to Chris.
Could all be a clever ploy. It could have been topless pictures of Chris, what's his name, Thor?
Chris Evans. Oh, Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth.
Rather see topless pictures of Chris Evans if none of you were available, obviously.
Good save there, Lucy.
Absolutely. I've got those in my pocket. Right,
once
so...
this pink shirt comes off.
All this is a photo opportunity, but I really like it. And this is the new Hotel New York Art of Marvel. Chris, if you would.
Cross your fingers for technology, folks.
No! That's the Pride one.
Well, I didn't know which order you were going to ask for them in, so in fairness, I'm allowed that.
You
but
are.
Also, I'm not visible anymore. Oh, I am. Oh, good. I thought
So
I was
it's Peter Parker's bedroom. For those who are listening, it's one of these optical illusions where it's Peter Parker's bedroom and all the furniture is nailed to the ceiling.
No, I think it's magnetic boots.
You don't think it's magnetic boots?
Of course not.
Right, okay.
I just think it's real.
So it's an inversion of the thing, and then you take the photo stood on the roof, and then they invert the photo, and you've got a Spider-Man photo.
Yeah, it's like Batman in the 60s TV series walking up a building.
Yes,
with the camera on its side.
Or like the Jamiroquai video, which I just used to watch on loop, and I knew how it was
without
done.
moving.
Which is actually a rip-off of a...
Virtual Insanity.
virtual insanity.
Virtual insanity, that's what we're living in. Yeah.
That's
It's
why you're
alright.
tuning to a Disney show, isn't it?
It's going to be one of those shows,
Yeah.
is it?
Fred Astaire thing, but it's fabulous. But we're not talking
That
about
Fred
that.
Astaire thing's amazing. I'm
Isn't
sorry,
it?
I am talking about it. Oh my word!
Isn't it
If
just?
you haven't seen Fred Astaire dancing around the room, it is just brilliant. Go and
is.
search for it on YouTube and watch it
Yeah.
now. After this show,
I don't know.
not
I
now.
don't know what
After.
film it's from either. Just
I
Fred
can't
Astaire,
remember. Oh, it's so
Rolling
good.
Room or something like that. Right. So, what do you think, Hugh?
I love it.
What pose would you do? I think I'd go in the corner. I'd do the finger,
Oh,
finger,
yeah,
foot
yes.
one in the corner.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You know that? If I could.
I don't know what pose. Something upside downy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
I'd just like to look like I was like just hanging off the ceiling, just looking at you. I don't know. I'd probably get really into it and like try and look cool.
I could see you doing time step, Lucy. Bit of a dance.
Yeah, well, I'd be
Get a bit of video
trying
footage.
to run up the wall Donald O'Connor style, and then I'd do myself a mischief probably. But yeah, that is fun. Now I know there's a big thing for magic shots where the photographers make things appear in your hands and on your shoulders and stuff. But I would rather kind of actually interact with my photo locations. I would be all over that like a rash. In fact, if we stayed at that hotel, I can imagine myself going a couple of times a day with a new idea. Take me another photo.
I just wonder if a building would have been a bit more exciting.
They might have that as well, you don't know.
Maybe they do.
It's a bit different, this, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's a nice
But
idea.
I mean, you're gonna get at the end of it, you're gonna get a photo of an untidy bedroom with you as Spider-Man. I don't know. Personally,
You've got to sell it. You've got to sell it.
Personally, I'd like to be on a building. If that's available, I'll take that one, please.
Just go climb up the side of the hotel.
Actually, I did. You know the press ups 25 press ups challenge last year.
You did?
I did that, and one of them I did as Spider-Man, and I just turned the camera on the side and did it like I was doing press ups on the side of a building.
Right. So we'll go to the next photo now, Christopher, if that's okay. So
The
this
next
is
previous photo.
the Pride merchandise.
Next slide, please.
It's just merchandise. We talk about new merchandise all the time, but I think this is particularly gorgeous. And I love how every year Disney are just leaning in with a little more confidence to Pride Week.
Have you seen the video?
No, I haven't.
Oh, there's a really nice. There's a song. There's a new song.
Yeah.
That they've done for Pride. It's on YouTube somewhere. But it's very Disney like parade song type thing. But it's really nice video for it. Go check it out.
I can imagine it goes something like, "Everybody being who you are,
It's not far off.
reaching for that star." Something like that.
We're all
Absolutely.
together.
We're all together now. It won't be long till we're singing a song for Pride.
It doesn't mention Pride.
No, I wouldn't mention Pride.
Excellent.
I knew that as I was saying it. I thought, no, don't
No,
say
no,
Pride.
it
It's too
is.
As
late.
one, I think.
Too
We're singing
late.
the song as one.
As
Right,
one.
okay.
There you go.
Yeah, okay.
There you go.
We should write next year's.
Yeah. So if someone could set that to music, just take that audio clip of me and pop some music on it. That'd be great.
And if someone could buy me that Spirit jersey, that would also go down well.
I thought you might like the Spirit jersey.
I do like the Spirit
Yeah.
jersey.
I
I
mean,
do.
I
Just
kind of get it. I mean, I don't get it at all. I don't get Spirit jerseys, but I kind of get it. I understand that you would like that.
Yeah, they are mega comfortable. They're very practical.
It's a nice display. I like the decals spilling out onto the floor.
I do. I do. And I suspect that'll be. It's in World of Disney at the moment, but I suspect it'll be throughout the resort until the end of June, perhaps even beyond. Right, thank you, Christopher.
Back to the main screen.
So, they're checking out mobile ordering in Casey's Corner. Now, this is it said available on certain platforms. I mean, it's all on the same platform, so I presume it means regions. I presume it means only on French mobiles or Belgian mobiles or something. It's certainly not on mine. I did have a quick check, but it might be out of range. Apparently, your AP discount and any other discounts can be added in app, so that's good. But if anyone who's been to Disney World, mobile ordering is a huge thing, and it is brilliant. You're walking towards Satuli Canteen or whatever you're doing, and you're noodling on your phone, and then you click "We're here," and by the time you get to the counter, they've got your food ready for you. And it's another one of those weird things where we were like, you'd walk past a queue of 20 people and like, do none of you know about this? It's like, why is everyone queuing up when you can just do this? So
That's like the guy overheard it in Disney World. Well, what I heard was the cast member repeating because she was mic'd up. She was in Dino Land. So what if she's doing? She was
it's
right mic.
the like fairground barkers in
Yeah.
Dino Land. So they've got all the things.
So I just
on.
heard her saying, "How'd you get a fast pass?" And I thought, oh, that poor person. Like, imagine having to explain to someone from scratch.
It was like 4 in the afternoon
like,
as well.
Like how you get a fast pass. Like when you're already in the park, and some guy was like, "Hey, where do we get these fast passes from?"
Yeah.
She's like, "You don't know." Oh my god.
Yeah. Aw. But there must be a lot because,
Yeah.
I mean, we said all the time, we barely queued at all. And we're like, why are these people stood in 40-minute queues? They mustn't know about fast passes. Anyway, that's by the by. It is coming to Paris. And this is, if there's a silver lining to this pandemic, I really feel it's forced Disneyland Paris's hand technologically. I don't know if it would have happened anyway.
Well, they were trying, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were failing pretty miserably with Line Bertie, but they were trying. They were definitely starting to look at these things, but I think it's definitely accelerated it, like it has everywhere else.
And before it closed in October, they just like a week before it closed, started rolling out some virtual queues.
Yeah, they had, yeah.
I think there was problems with them, but... So they were up, they were down, they were up, they were down.
Susie ordered lunch on mobile order at Alton Towers on Friday.
What?
Do
There
it at
you
pubs
go.
now, don't you, as well? You book your table and sit down. Use an
Yeah,
app
we had to
It's great.
download the Your Round app.
You don't have to talk to people.
It's great, actually.
Yeah, and you've paid as well. There's none of that having to, can I have my bill, please? Excuse me.
Yeah,
You're just there and you've done it and you're paid.
Yeah.
absolutely.
No awkward tip conversations because you can do all that on the app. It's
That word was
nice.
tip.
Yes, tip.
Right. We
Oh.
visited a friend with a newborn today and had an awkward one of the other conversations because it's very relevant when you've just had a newborn. Anyway, but
Okay.
yes.
Should we cut that bit out here?
I'll make a note of the timestamp.
No. So Baby Bell and Laughing Cow and I think
La vache qui rit.
Boisson and
Du vin du pain du boursin.
a few other cheesy products, all cheesy products, are now sponsoring Disneyland Paris. So the first cart that is confirmed that will open presumably next week is the Laugh and Go cart. It sounds like they sell like laughing gas.
You've had your fun now. Clear off.
Yeah, laugh then go.
Awesome jokes. Have 2 knock-knocks and a limerick, please.
And that's selling
they
Laughing
could-
Cow.
They could tie it in with Mike Wazowski and do the Baby Bells, but green.
Chris!
How good would that be?
Yes, it would.
That is a million.
Yes.
You need to sell that to Disneyland
And think of the
Paris.
canisters they filmed for energy for the monsters and stuff as well. It'd be great. Perfect.
Yeah.
Win-win. Win.
Winner.
Good.
Winner.
My
Cheese
job
dinner.
here is done.
And it will feature Laughing Cow themed snacks.
I don't like the Laughing Cow.
I love the Laughing Cow. What, the Laughing Cow itself
La
or the
vache qui rit.
cheese?
The cow. I just something unappealing and suspicious about her.
Just don't like the look of her.
Okay.
But does.
We can talk that through at length
no.
at a later date. It also says that it's going to feature in the Avengers campus. Now, this isn't necessarily going to be carts and things, but they are sponsoring parts of the Avengers campus. So I imagine that when we get the Pim Kitchen, we're going to talk about that soon, we might get giant Baby Bells, also known as Edam cheeses.
No, bells.
Bells.
Just bells.
Yeah. And things like that. So, yeah, a good old-fashioned corporate sponsorship, just like you need in these international theme parks. Right, let's rest my voice for a moment. Has the chat got anything to add to our discussion?
Mark Chester's saying he would be the flatmate kipping in the bed in the Spider-Man photograph. Completely unaware of my superpowered friend.
But then you'd have to be upside down.
But that'd
I
be
mean, like in
impressive.
real life.
Yeah, I'd be impressed by that.
So you'd be the actual spider person.
Interesting. Yeah, there you go.
I had to work that out for a moment. Right.
We'll do this.
Yeah, do that
this.
now, Chris. That would
Now,
be lovely.
yeah. So it was quite a hectic show technology-wise last week, and as such, I completely forgot that we got some snail mail, and got a lovely card from Andrew Palmer, and I completely forgot to take a picture of it and put it onto the thing to show you. And I haven't taken a picture of it today either, because I'm just that kind of person. So we've got a card here. It says, "Have a magical birthday full of happy memories." I'm going to show you in a second. On the inside it says, "Happy second birthday, Lucy, Chris and Hugh. Wishing 37 Disney Street a very happy second birthday. Congratulations to you all. Here's to many more great years and trips ahead, Andrew."
Oh, Andrew.
But you see, look how much thought's gone into that. For
Can
those
you
who
see
can
it? I'm
see,
trying to-
he's got pictures of us Disney bounding. He's got the logo. He's got... What are you doing on there, Chris?
Yeah, what are you doing?
He's
I'm
holding
doing
up
a
a
review
book.
of The Curse of Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely lovely. And thank you so much for taking the time to do that.
I tweeted it, didn't I?
Yes.
I tweeted it last week when I realised I'd forgotten it.
That's the only way I found out about it, Andrew.
Because I kept all these things quiet.
Yeah,
All the
you
messages
did.
until the show, and then forgot one because I'm useless.
So
like
you got a genuine reaction out of us, but that was the downside. Right, we're going to talk about.
Look at it.
Okay, can I use? I was going to use it to mark my place as I try and read out all this tedious stuff.
Oh my word!
I know.
You've got a monologue.
Yeah. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the Avengers campus that's opened in California Adventure in California, Disneyland Resort. It's a 6-acre land. It's quite small, and it's supposed to be totally immersive. So we're going to give a bit of an overview. Then we're going to talk about rides, merch, food, characters, and
Cool.
throughout all this, we're also going to say which elements of this we definitely know we're going to see in Disneyland Paris, which elements of this we hope we will, we think we might, and which we're probably not going to see in Disneyland Paris as we go along. Just in case you think we've gone a little off-brand. Where am I? Off-brand. We haven't. We know where our hearts lie. So, right, this land was designed to work in tandem with the other two Avengers campuses popping up in Tokyo, Paris, and the one that's already open is in California. So it's not like Galaxy's Edge, which is currently in California and Florida, and they are basically the same place, reproduced. They don't know each other exists. There's going to be different. They're going to be completely different to each other whilst having similar elements, and it's almost like somebody can fly over because they've got portals and things, so they can do that. So first of all, really pleased they've decided to do that. Really pleased they've decided to do that. So it does feel a bit more unique. They're also going to make this relate to the cruise ships because they have Marvel Day at Sea and things like that. So we're talking like worldwide synergy here. Well done, Disney. We like that. The other thing, we had this discussion about Galaxy's Edge a while ago, is because this exists within the multiverse generation of films, which means they can bring together characters from multiple timelines and out of chronological order. So you can have both you can have Howard Stark and Captain America with Peggy and Captain America with Tony Stark, and you can have the Falcon as Captain America, and you can have them all together.
Anything goes. Then.
Anything goes, basically.
Does that include the 90s contract obligation films that, the Captain America and the Fantastic Four ones, the really awful ones?
Oh, the Fox ones that they've acquired.
Contractual obligation.
No, I've heard nothing of that. But again, that solves a big problem because they really, really shot themselves in the foot with Galaxy's Edge. They're stuck with Kylo Ren and Rey.
Yeah, but I think they're going to relax that at some point.
Well, they've already got Grogu wandering around, I think.
Have they?
I think so.
Nice.
Unless he was somewhere else. I have seen little animatronic of him. So I'm just going to try and give you the backstory, and this is where there's a long paragraph and my voice is going to get dry. But the Avengers have made this space their new headquarters to train and recruit the next generation of heroes.
In the theme park?
Yes. Well, listen, there's a backstory. Before the Avengers campus was a place to empower the next generation of heroes, this land used to belong to Howard Stark, and he was using the area to build his flying cars. And if you look around, if you do watch videos who give you walkthroughs, there's loads of clues of that. A lot of the buildings are renovated car workshops and stuff like that. But what brought Howard to this location in the first place was the remains of an ancient sanctum, which Howard was drawn to thanks to the strange temporal anomaly. So mystical sorcerers known as the Vishanti once built the sanctums on the site of great power throughout the world, including the one here. So this is how you get Doctor Strange in and the Sanctum Sanctorum.
This is in California.
This is in California specifically. So while the site might be in ruins now, it's certainly still got some magical powers. Sometime later, Tony Stark inherited the space from his father, Howard, and bringing the Avengers into the mix. Tony was the one who transformed Stark Motors into the Worldwide Engineering Brigade, which is also known as WEB.
Nice.
W-E-B. Oh, I wonder how many Imagineers it took to come up with that one. And then reached out to some young heroes to utilise the space. Basically, I think it's meant to be like a scholarship programme, because it's for there's loads of sort of school lockers and stuff like that going on, and there's all these young geniuses building up things, and that's why it's called the campus, Avengers Campus, including Peter Parker. So the students at Webb are working hard to invent new technologies and equip everyday people to become superheroes. There you go. So that's your backstory. I think it is amazingly clever how they have managed to bring all these different elements cohesively together and have a reason for Peter Parker, who's a high school student, to be living and working there, and the Avengers, and the Quinjet, and the Sanctum Sanctorum, because that would have made no sense. The one question they haven't answered is Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, which, if you know, is the overlay to the Tower of Terror, is now considered part of that land, even though it's about 8 years old, something like that. So, shall I just carry on, or do you have anything you want to add at that point?
Do we think the backstory will be the same for Paris? How are they going to alter that for Paris and Tokyo to make it unique in the way in which they've said that it will be, do you think?
I don't think it'll be the same. My expectation is it'll be something similar, but it won't be the car factory.
Yeah.
It'll be some other thing. It'll be some mining corporation or something like that. But I do think that the this sort of scholarship campus university idea will be the same. But that's dead easy, because that's like twinning two universities, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What you call it, like a sister school, a satellite program, and that'd be quite easy to do.
I think when you think about how popular the whole theming and backstory and everything to Frontierland is, the idea of doing something like this is a really good idea. So I'm all for it. It's whether or not I guess it needs to bed in a bit, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's a nice idea. It feels very new and almost kind of too new at the moment. So maybe once it's settled down a bit and we're used to it as an idea, I think I'll probably be okay with it.
Yeah, and then because in 5 years' time it'll feel like we truly believe the legend of Thunder Mesa is a sort of legend by now. Okay, we might not truly believe it, but it certainly feels it feels like part of the legend of Disneyland, doesn't it? And so I think that this will probably feel the same. I think it's very clever to play heavily on the youth aspect. I presume that there's going to be a lot of training involved of the kids, the way that they used to do Jedi training over in Hyperion.
That'd be nice.
It will. They'll love that.
Yeah.
So, fantastic. I'm going on to rides now. So they've got Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, old ride, Tower of Terror, basically. Go over and...
I hope they don't do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the moment, Tower of Terror in Paris it's just in the middle of everything. It's just its own separate weird thing. But that's why I like it.
But it's kind of in the right place if they do decide to do it, isn't it?
It's right slap bang in the right place, yeah, to be...
If it makes you feel any better, there's not really been any whisper that there would.
No, hopefully not.
Hopefully not. But there you go. And then Web Slingers, the 3D Web Slingers is the main ride. It's the only new ride in California. And it's a 3D interactive dark ride. And it uses gesture recognition So you shoot webs. The storyline is that one of the engineers, it might even be Peter Parker, but some of the youth engineers have been developing these spider bots, and they have multiplied and escaped.
Like Tribbles in Star Trek.
Well, you see a multiple. I've seen a walkthrough of it, so I know what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know everything about it.
So, and then you do. I'm doing
Yeah.
the. Anyone who's listening, I'm doing the little 2-finger.
We knew from the noise.
Yeah.
In the comics, it's thwip.
Thwip, thwip, thwip. So they've got gesture recognition, and you're meant to try and catch them. So I'm really excited to try this.
And you can buy stuff, can't you?
Should we get on to that with merch?
Is that merch? Oh, okay.
We'll get on to that because
Right.
I think that's going to cause a heated discussion.
Righto.
I don't think it is. I think we'll all just think it's silly.
Well, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But I don't watch ride walkthroughs.
No.
We just don't.
No.
So we're relying on Chris for this.
To
To tell you without any spoilers.
keep it fresh for us when we go on it. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, you can give us little mini spoilers.
Do you want to feel excited about it, or do you want the truth?
I want to know what you think.
What do I think? I
Yeah.
think it's basically a shooting gallery,
Yeah.
and that's what it is. It's like the Toy Story one in California, whatever it's called.
Toy Story Mania, but you see, the thing is, that's my favourite, one of my favourite rides in Florida, like in all 4 parks.
That's not to take away from it. The thing for me, what I felt about it, what I didn't like about what I've seen of it, is you move sideways, you get to a window, the window opens, you shoot for a bit, bang, 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 it shuts. You move sideways, the window opens, you shoot a bit, bang. It's that bit of it that I didn't like. The immersiveness of it, I think, will be great. It looks like it's incredibly tiring. I think you need to work out for a few months. It's like building up for 10K before you go to Disney, if you want to do this. But visually, it is stunning. The whole bit before you get on the ride as well. There's a whole video sequence with Peter Parker, and it's really, really good. I just, as a thing, it just feels like it's nothing new. That's all it is. That's all it is to me. But
The new thing is this.
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
But it's...
That was thwip, by the way, for listeners.
Thwip.
Yeah, that was
thwip.
the arm
Thwip,
movements, the gestures.
To be perfectly frank, I am very, very excited to have this in Paris because we don't have Toy Story Mania in Paris. And you'll say nothing new, but it is in Paris. I mean, we've got Buzz Lightyear, but it's not the same. And there's so much re-rideability here. There's so much excitement. And every ride has got its own unique thing.
We like to re-ride Buzz to compete against each other, but in this,
You
apparently...
just can't beat me.
I'm just... Yeah, watch the videos. They're all on the channel under the Disney Park trip playlist. You'll see. Anyway... the Spider-Man one's more of a like a team player thing, and I'm not really a team player. Folded my arms.
You're going to go on a single rider.
I tell you what, being
if I can
working
get my
as a
own
team when
score-
you've got a 6-year-old with you is very frustrating.
Yeah.
If I can get my own score at the end of it and go, you weren't pulling your weight, then I'll be happy.
We'll see.
I think it'll be really good. In all honesty, I do think it'll be really good. I just... I'm a bit apprehensive about it because I want more stage stuff and less screens in most of my rides. That's what I like.
Yeah, I can see that. But I have, even though I don't...
Fewer screens.
Thank you.
Even though I have lost my train of thought, even though I don't watch full ride walkthroughs, I have seen a little mini walkthrough of the queue, and it is Easter egg-tastic. So in a way, that would make up for it for me, because you do spend quite a long time in these queues. So if I can be spotting Easter eggs, because we do love Marvel in our house, don't we?
We also like Wally. I don't know if you noticed, but there was a Where's Wally jigsaw that's been sticking on the edge of the screen for all this so far, so I've just pushed it back off.
If you spotted Wally...
Yeah.
well
that
done.
should have been how you give away your next book, Chris.
Hugh, I think I did mean less. I don't want fewer screens.
Yeah.
I want less time spent on screens.
You want less of the screen experience.
less of the screen experience,
Okay.
not less actual screens.
Okay.
Because there were only about 4 screens.
Okay, that's fine.
So
Good.
that exact thing,
Do you know?
that exact ride is coming to Disneyland Paris. What we are getting that California doesn't have is we're getting the Iron Man coaster.
Mm-hmm.
So that will, at least initially, be unique to us. It is basically just an overlay of Rock and Roller Coaster.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I am, because the coaster element, I don't like roller coasters, but it was a good coaster. And so you just change the visuals attached to it. It's going to be good, basically. I couldn't see, I've been talking for ages as if we're going to get the Sanctum Sanctorum. But on further research today, I think I might have been wrong. I
thought we were as well, though. I didn't think it came from you.
All right.
I thought that.
Maybe.
That's interesting.
Well, I was just, I Googled what has been confirmed for Paris. And I went on 2 or 3, and they were listing things, but that wasn't one of them. But I thought I'd heard it right originally.
I'd assumed that was where they were going to find clever ways of bringing the 3 different locations together and stuff. That's that. But maybe I was just getting ideas myself in my head.
See that? Yeah, I was thinking that. Like, how are these locations that important? Well, they've all got these. It's not Power Stones, is it? Whatever I just read out about mystical things. Vishanti, sorcerers, temporal anomalies. That, how did I forget that, for goodness sake?
The kids love that stuff.
They're all about it.
That and a good trade deal.
Oh, Mum, can we go see the Vishanti sorcerers? So
No, because you just want me to buy things.
there's no news on what they're doing with the Cars, Motors, Actions plot. I mean, they've got to do something. It's just right there. I mean, if they did anything else, you would have to walk through Avengers Campus to get to it. But it's still on the map, on everything I've read. And there's no evidence of anything happening. I think they might just let it lay dormant for a few years. I don't know. Don't know.
Yeah. You would think a Marvel stunt show would be coming at some
showing,
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps
A Marvel stunt show.
Hugh has his little idea pad down here. Maybe one week a discussion should be, what do you want to see come to the Cars, Motors, Actions arena? And you can give us your suggestions too. Right, let's go on to food. Oh no, let's go on to merch. Right, Chris. I'll just explain to the viewers, and then I know you're going to want to chip in on this subject. They've got web suppliers and they've got Campus Supply Pod. Those are the 2 main locations. The Campus Supply Pod looks really good because it is like a merchandise stand, but it looks as if it's just been dropped into the concrete by the Hulk or something. So it's got crack lines all around the bottom of it. That looks pretty good. But the main big store is web suppliers, as in Worldwide Engineer Brigade, and it's basically a Spider-Man merch store. But one of the things that they are pushing heavily are these web shooters. Now these are like little glove things that you put on, and it's meant to be used with the web slingers ride.
It's a thwipping aid.
A thwipping aid to give you different thwips, to give you different powers.
So you're equipped with the whips.
You're equipped with the thwips. So what are your thoughts, Chris?
Well, I mean, it gives people a huge advantage, doesn't it? Because I think the ones I know of, there are 2. So there's one that's a web slinger that fires 3 webs at once, so you can catch or hit 3 different bots at the same time. And the other one's an Iron Man one, which is more like explosive.
Wow.
Does damage. So if you've got one of those, you're going to get higher scores, full stop. So that in itself is a great thing, a good reason to do it.
It costs $60.
It's only really usable on the ride, but I guess it's a nice toy for younger kids. I could see the boys liking one of these.
Yeah.
For $60.
For the same reason that they
They'll be
buy the
lucky.
lightsabers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
It's just a rich kid. It's a rich kid's toy, isn't it? But like, to spend an additional is it $40? Was it $40 for one of them?
I thought it was 60.
No,
Is it less? Okay.
40 sounds like a bet.
30 was in there.
Well, like
It might have been 39.99. So I think it was like might have been either that or it was 40. You know.
Shall I look it up while you
look it up.
guys? Yeah.
But it was still a lot of money. Just for one ride. I mean, it's not like the ones where you can take them around the park in Universal and like trigger things.
And then have a wand.
The one I was looking at was the Super Mario Land in Tokyo. You get a wrist thing.
Yeah.
And you can use it to interact with everything, and you get coins as you go around and special bonuses and stuff. So you get a score when you finished your visit and stuff. I think.
Maybe there are other plans for it, but from what we've seen, it's just to use on that ride, which is just such a colossal waste of money to me.
Yeah, and they don't look.
I mean, how many times are you going to ride that ride? What if you buy this thing and you can only get on it once in the whole trip because the queues are too?
I mean,
Yeah,
you'd buy it for the
exactly.
World Championships, though, wouldn't you?
Well, what if it
When it
ends,
goes serious.
what if they go all virtual queue like Rise of the Resistance, and it's like once in your trip, and you're waking up in the morning, see if you can get on to use your toy. It's
Well, by all accounts, they're basically calling this a C-ticket ride. And,
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I don't think that's going to be an issue.
okay.
But on Twitter this week, a lot of people are basically saying that I think this will be a walk-on within 6 months.
Well, it's $65.
$65.
Something was $30 something.
Okay.
$65. I don't know. I don't like anything that within the parks.
65.
I don't mind if you pay for a separate experience, but I don't like it when they make upgrading an experience that's open to everyone expensive, because it really gives two-tier guests.
Yeah, well,
That's how I feel about paying for fast passes.
like I said about my eye test a couple of weeks ago. They said you can have a photograph of your eyeball, or for £10 you can have a 3D one, which will show you anything that could develop within the next up to 4 years earlier.
To put on your wall.
And I thought I don't like to if that's available. Did I say this on the show?
I think you might have done.
I think I'm having deja vu. If that's available, it shouldn't be monetized. I want it. I don't have to. If something develops in 3 years, go, oh, if I had that £10 scan, and it's like this,
Yeah.
For me personally, I wouldn't dream of paying for something like that.
I
Even
honestly,
if I could, even
Not
if
at
I
that
No.
price.
if I was a
definitely
millionaire, I'd be like,
no,
thanks.
it's just a waste of plastic. Apart from anything else, it's landfill, isn't it? And we should all be aware of that stuff. It's just, I don't think they'll sell. I really don't think they'll sell. I think it'll be in outlets and things.
do you think we'll have them at Paris?
Ooh,
I think we'll
okay.
have them.
I think
I
so.
don't think they'll sell. I think there'll be a really niche thing. I think you'll probably see a cabinet with 3 of them in somewhere.
Does that mean they'll eventually become like pixie dust because they'll be gifting them to everybody every
Ooh.
opportunity?
Ooh.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Um,
I'd have them for free.
Then I'll love it.
What excites me a bit more, because they're cute as heck and really good toys, is these customisable spider bots that are remote control. Now, I mean, you've got 2 boys. If that was the souvenir that they brought home from Disneyland Paris, they'd be pleased as punch with that, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
Do
I
you
guess
think?
so. I mean, what's a spider bot? Where's its relevance outside of this ride?
Well, nowhere.
So then, I'd
Yeah.
get a BB-8 instead, or
Well, yeah.
R2-D2.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not sure. I'm not saying they're pretty cool. They're nice looking things, and they're well designed, but it's exclusive to that ride. It's like buying a model of the Star Tours ship, which is basically a whatever you call it, motion pod thing. What are they called?
Flight simulator.
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 Basically
Yeah.
a simulator pod.
Yeah, and then someone comes to your house and goes, "Oh, is that Star Wars? What is it?" It's the ride at the theme park, and your mate
And I
goes,
go,
and your mate goes, "Right, you got a beer?"
They've also got Spider-Man goggles that have got little LEDs on that give you different expressions. They're quite interesting.
Yeah, I quite like that idea.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And then there's, you see, I prefer this because they're meant to be a campus. They've got a load of STEM toys. If you're not a
Yeah.
parent, you might not know that. Science, technology, engineering and mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they've got like little chemistry sets. They've got things where you
Mathematics.
can, those kind of rubber pens where you can make your own webs and flatten them and things like that. And I think those kind of things I'd be really quite willing to buy if I thought that, there's some real playability and learning going on there, but still been really adventuresy.
Love a good STEM toy, and I think the option to buy something like that instead of
A spider bot.
plastic Toy Story bath set is
Yeah.
way up on my list.
And also they've got a lot of sort of academic. in theming, because it's meant to be a campus, they've got academic supplies, they've got loads of stationery, and then you've got the hoodies like you'd get, you know, the NYU hoodies, but of course it's web because it's meant to be a campus. I'd be all over that kind of merch.
Yeah.
I love Spider-Man movies, but as an adult, I don't want to wear Spider-Man stuff. You know, red and blue merchy. I don't know.
I don't mean because I've been after a Spider-Man hoodie for ages, but I just want the black one with the white spider on it.
Yeah.
Venom one, but it's always sold out on Merchoid.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
Right.
I can totally buy into the merchandise idea, just in the same way as like I like the Star Tours shirt that I've got.
Yeah.
It's nice because it's recognisable as being Marvel, and yet it's kind of personal to you because it's actually for the parks, even though
Yeah.
other people who've been to the parks have had them as well. I know what I mean.
I genuinely value my souvenirs as souvenirs. You know, when I put on a Disneyland Paris spirit jersey, I'm like, oh, right. Oh yeah, this came from the park in 2001. We're holding up our bottle
Something
opener,
else.
and it's still going.
What else did we get? Did we get something else?
Yeah, there was two, and I can't remember what the other thing was.
Because one of them, this pops off.
Yeah.
Did I glue this back on?
Yeah. Right.
Did a good job.
So the food, you've got the Pym Test Kitchen is the main
sorry.
thing.
This is for listeners. We were holding up a Mickey Mouse bottle opener.
Lucy said that.
I did.
Right.
Can you make a note and we'll cut that out, Hugh?
Cut it out. Cut it out.
So the Pym Test Kitchen is shrinking problems and growing solutions. And it was an idea by Cassie Lang, who is Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man's daughter, to try and solve the world food supply problems. God, these young'uns are really coming up good, aren't they? The cast members are dressed like lab technicians, which is really good theming for a food location because you get to do all your hairnets and your safety stuff, but it kind of works within it. And a lot of their regular everyday food serving equipment that you see them using is done up to look like lab equipment. You know, them using tongs seems more exotic than it does at McDonald's somehow, and there's all sorts of test tubes behind. I really like that element. Above the counter, they've got a pretzel enlarging machine where little pretzels go in and then you see them, and then the giant pretzels come out, and those are the ones that they serve to you. So that's really exciting and themed in itself. I know when we talked about this a few months ago, and I said Pym Test Kitchen for food, you were both like,
we've been
great.
dismissive, but we didn't know what it was.
Great.
From what I've seen, it just looks like fun, like fast foody, snacky type things. Big pretzels, chicken burgers,
Toasted sandwiches.
yeah, stuff
They
like
fit
that.
right in Paris, weren't they?
Yeah,
Real novelty themed stuff that you.
And
that's what you want to eat in a theme park.
the main one I want to talk about is that chocolate bar.
Oh yeah.
What's it called? Choco Smash or something.
Yeah.
I've
That
got
looks amazing.
Now, I
Cocoa Smash chocolate bar.
It's ridiculous in size.
It's about
yeah, it's massive.
a 30
Do you know what?
30 centimetre ruler.
It just doesn't look like something that you'd be able to buy in Disneyland Paris. I just can't imagine that coming over. It like
I think they will.
an obscenely large chocolate bar. I hope it does. There's something about it just makes me go, I bet we don't get that. It's because I want it, is what it is.
And it-
It'll come as wrapped up, but it'll be 5 individual ones
Yes, it
inside
will.
it.
Yes, it will. That's exactly right.
Let's be honest.
I'm annoyed now.
We love Disneyland Paris, but they just don't raise the game to the other worldwide parks in terms of food. Now, one thing that's
They haven't to date. This is the first
They
real
haven't to
opportunity that
date.
we've had to
No.
see whether or not they will, isn't it?
what I have a lot of confidence in this for is because the novelty is in the concept. I don't think they can not do it.
Giant crepes.
Yeah, something like.
Little crepe goes in.
Do you know, I went to Disneyland
giant
Paris, they
flappy
had a
crepe comes
giant
out.
crepe.
Yeah, do you ever see Zoe Wanamaker's character in Doctor Who? When she was just like a piece of skin stretched out. That's what I imagine it being. It's just like a face on a like this crepe comes out.
Never
then-
watched a single episode.
And
of
Like,
the little individual sachets of Nutella that you get in the hotel go in, and a massive jar comes out, and you get your Nutella and you scrape it on your crepe.
Like Drop Dead Fred when he pulls his face
Heaven.
out. Is it Drop Dead Fred?
I think massive laughing cows could be a little bit disturbing. But we've got the enlarged pretzel I've talked about. Oh, I like there's an oversized spoon. They serve breakfast as well.
Yeah.
And they
but
serve a bowl of cereal, but it's a giant
that's
spoon.
fun. But like, if Cassie's come up with that idea, has she accidentally enlarged a spoon?
Yeah.
Or has she shrunk some cereal?
She's accidentally enlarged a spoon. I think it's fun.
Well, a lot of spoons, presumably.
Yeah.
I mean, the stuff that's big I can get with. The stuff that's small in comparison to the utensils doesn't thematically work for me. It's like, oh, have it anyway. There's a mistake, but there you go.
Well, the shrinking problems, so strictly speaking, it should be things like your salt portion and your sugar that's been shrunk.
Yeah, perhaps, yeah.
So that chocolate bar, I bet there's virtually no sugar in it. 'Cause
No.
sugar's a problem.
They've got a chicken burger where the piece of chicken is, well, it's like an escalope, I presume, as opposed to a chicken burger. It's like that. But the bun is comedically
parma.
small.
Tiny bun.
Now that's great to sort of laugh at the joke and see a picture of it. But
How do
I'm
you
not
eat
sure
it?
I'd want to buy it really, because I mean you'd end up eating it like that, like a doner kebab, wouldn't you, around the edge till you got to the. It's a strange thing.
Yeah.
And lots of plant-based options, which is important in this day and age. Now then, you've also got the PIM testing lab, which serves alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks, but this is cool. They fill from the bottom. Have you seen this as well? They
I've seen
put
it.
the cup on a special surface, and the cup fills from underneath.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks very, very magical, and there's special bubbles and froths and everything to make it very potionish.
They do that in like football stadiums, don't they?
Do they?
Yeah. For
I've
beers
never
and
seen
stuff. Yeah,
it
yeah.
before.
It's
I don't do football.
because it's quick, because they can fill like multiple things at once. Like that. Not every stadium, but some. I've seen it.
I've seen it.
I've seen it. It happens.
The rumours are true.
There's also a Shawarma Palace Shawarma Palace cart. Now, can I just settle something, boys?
Yeah.
Do we have shawarma in the UK? Do we call it something different? Is it
There's
just doners?
one in town.
And do we call it shawarma?
Yep.
What is it?
Is it just doner kebabs?
I think it's some kind of kebab.
I think it's just kebabs.
I don't actually know. Maybe someone in the chat can help us out, but I presume it's like a kebabby type of thing.
I
What
just presumed it was
is
an American
Shawarma.
word for. Well, it doesn't sound American, but it's used in America for something that we have that we call something else because
It's meat cut into thin slices, stacked in a cone-like shape, and roasted on a slowly turning vertical rotisserie or spit.
So doner kebab.
a doner kebab.
It's a
it's
kebab.
It's doner kebabs. That's what it is.
Lamb, mutton, or chicken.
I'm happy with
Today's
that.
shawarma.
all three.
Today's shawarma may also be turkey, beef, or veal.
Wow.
There's one in town.
Right. And
I
then
could get one in 30 minutes.
there's also
Walk.
Go.
I walk.
Oh.
Terran Treats is I've just put weird sweet stuff, but it is. I think this is the linking in of the Guardians of the Galaxy thing because Terran is Earth, isn't it? But they're all sort of like weird grey cakes with green centres and swirly purple things, and it's alien food basically, but it's pudding. It's pudding.
Nice.
Yeah. So, what's confirmed at DLP is PIM Test Kitchen. I couldn't find out if the testing lab is confirmed, but I presume they're sort of one and the same. I think if we're getting one, the other will be somewhere
Where's
within the
that
same
going to
building.
be? Restaurant de Stars?
That's Restaurant de Stars and Blockbuster Cafe, I believe. Because if you remember, that was sort of an L shape. And
I saw some concept art for Blockbuster Cafe today or yesterday on Twitter with the big Hulk Buster armor in the middle of it.
Right. Well, the other thing that's confirmed as food is Avengers Canteen service. So the Avengers, the staff canteen for the Avengers, basically. So maybe that's what they're doing.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe that's what they're doing with the Blockbuster Cafe. I did know they were both getting renovated, and I just presumed it's going to be one thing. I have questions. I think it's just gone. But Restaurant de Cascades. Do you remember the slipstream thing?
The tin box
The tin box at the back.
that sells chicken and chips.
We liked it there, and it could so easily fit within Avengers Campus if it was just slightly rethemed.
Did we like it?
you said you did before on the
I
show.
liked it.
Yeah, I mean, we did because we're sort of weird and quaint, and we're like, this is all right. This is nice for us, but
It didn't have very big capacity.
it was
I will
just
say
like it was just the really basic food I seem to recall.
that. Yeah.
And it's very small, and it was a bit dirty outside where we were.
Sounds delightful.
But we still find enjoyment because
No,
we were together.
It was nice. It was a nice little area. Right, characters. So it's meant to be interactive in the casual. Sorry, I didn't really talk about that much. What do you think about the Avengers canteen? The staff canteen for the Avengers. That does sound more Paris, doesn't it?
It does a little bit, yeah.
It's like, oh, how can we do some cheap theming? Staff canteen, you don't need to do any theming.
Yeah, carry on selling the same stuff they were selling before.
Yeah, everyone with trays, do a bit of it.
But just call it the Tony Stark burger.
But we
It's just a
don't know.
burger.
I mean, the Pym Test Kitchen, if it's the same as California, is a quick service. So I presume they would make it either fast casual or table service. If they've already got a quick service one. So maybe it might be an all you can eat buffet to take the place of Restaurant de Stars, because that would be canteenish, wouldn't it?
All you care to eat.
All you care to eat. And then if
So that's what it's called now.
it is, because they don't want to challenge people. If you go to Walt Disney World, they've got Restaurantosaurus in Animal Kingdom that is meant to be some archaeologists' staff room, and it's amazing because they've got so many Easter eggs and so much theming, and they've got a staff notice board with little sort of notes and stuff like that.
Have like announcements for could Dr. Banner report to floor 2?
So it could be good, but I'm just a bit worried that it's Eisner era lazy theming, shall we say. Right, okay. So characters. Are we going for a long show today? Well, we've done an hour.
It's an hour, so...
Is anyone still hanging in there, Huey?
It's about 50 minutes, actually. Just over 50 minutes.
Right, okay. So it's meant to be interactive and casual in the same way that Galaxy's Edge is. So the characters, the Avengers, and it is the Avengers and various villains and things, they're just wandering around. They appear on rooftops. They're walking out of doorways. There's a few balconies on the actual Avengers headquarters. And they're just appearing this kind of way as opposed to schedules, meets and greets and queues and that kind of thing, which I think works really well with the theming of the land if you're going to sell into it. There's a fantastic stunt animatronic of Spider-Man, excuse me. They've got a guy doing, if it's the same as in California, a guy's doing parkour and a bit of dialogue, which I presume isn't live, but it's going on. And then he goes out into one area and then supposedly goes up onto the roof and does this massive backflip thing over like 2 buildings. But it's actually an animatronic, because we saw them about a couple of years ago testing
the video
it.
Footage of that is just impressive, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's freaky. And then they've got him on a zip wire kind of coming down like Spider-Man on a web down, and then he just pops off. They've got him behind a dumpster. So he unclips himself and then he does a meet and greet. I mean, you don't see him unclip himself because he's Spider-Man. You just think it's a web. But it's very, very effective and very real. And if you were to take... I mean, I always come back to our friend's little boy who is just Spider-Man mad. And he's 3. Spider-Man. And if you took him to see that, I just think he'd explode. If he saw Spider-Man in real life shimmying down a building...
I think Hollywood at the moment as well. He seems to have just suddenly started having a bit of a Spider-Man phase. So. And
he'll still be at the It's All Real phase.
Yeah.
How exciting!
Do you know when I see those characters doing the shows? This goes for all the Disney shows where they have a character there's some lines being played over a system and they're like acting it out. And this is what I teased last week when I said I've got something to say about that, about Power Rangers. Do you know you watch Power Rangers and do you remember when you were a kid you watched it and you didn't realise that it was Japanese footage interspliced with American actors. So when it cut to the Power Rangers stuff, I always thought, why are they moving like that? Like why are they moving really differently suddenly, and like why are they really over the top? That's how they're all trained to do it in Disney. And I know there's a reason for it, and that's because they have to be big because it's for people to see at the back. But I think they go too far with it, and it really annoys me.
I don't think they go too far, and my reason is this. For the most part, I know with the Marvel stuff we're not, but for the most part we're talking about cartoon characters, and this gives it that cartoony feel to it. It's part of the mime act that they do for me.
It's just that they're all
and it's very exclusive to that. and I
Yeah.
quite like it.
It's just that they're all trained in this way, and like it's the same. If you go and watch the Up Bird show, when Russell comes out, he's exactly the same. And Spider-Man's exactly the same as that, and all of them are the same. And it just, when I see something being repeated, I start to get annoyed, and that's one of those things.
I guess it's for consistency, though, isn't it? Because you can have
It's a
many
smart
different
complaint.
actors doing
Most
things.
people wouldn't be remotely bothered by this, but it's so unnatural to me, and it bugs the heck out of me. There you go.
You know when you play that Have I Got News, Whose Line's It Anyway game, where you put your hands behind your back and someone else puts their arms through and does the gestures?
Yeah.
It's like that, isn't it? It's just
Yeah,
a little bit too literal.
I was looking for my "You Must Be Grumpy" jingle, but I don't have it.
So moving on, in his sanctum, Doctor Strange appears. He appears through a portal like that. It's unfortunately because that's done on a screen. He can't literally walk through the screen, so it's kind of you see this portal go, and then the doors close, and out comes Doctor Strange, and then as he leaves, he creates the portal and then walks through. So they make a big thing. So he's not living there. He's in New York, and he says he's just come from the sanctum in New York. But that's how he comes and goes, and how his friends come and go. But there's a few sort of tricks sort of done with that, a few magic tricks done with this idea of being able to summon objects. It's quite fun. But that is like, it's like a show. It's like one of those pop-up shows that you have to stop and stand and watch and listen to, as opposed to just him milling around like some others. Characters evolve in this land, and we are now able to give you real-life examples of this, because last week, Loki was there with his horns and his cape being Loki, and this week, he appeared in his prison outfit from
Garb.
Go on, tell me, boys, where is he? The Time Lords.
The TVA.
Wrong franchise.
TVA,
The
that's it.
TVA, yeah. So he's in his TVA uniform, and they've brought a few more characters in. So as that show was released, they've changed the acts within the land, which I just think is, I mean, the potential for that. This is what Galaxy's Edge did wrong, isn't it? So, I mean, fab. So that's very exciting. I think we will get most of this in Paris, depending, of course, on licensing, which is complicated. If we don't have the Sanctum, I presume we won't have Doctor Strange, which is a shame. It does make me wonder about the future of the stunt show in the theatre, because that had its own storyline, which now wouldn't work. I presumed it would, but now I know how it's going to go, it won't work. And that is everything.
Well.
So go on really quickly before we go then, Hugh. I know we've gone over an hour. If there's anyone in the chat, are they excited about it? Do they like any of those details? Have they said
Can't believe I'm
anything?
saying this, but Pym's Kitchen.
Yeah.
For all the times we've mocked it in the past, we'll see. From what I've seen of that in the States, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Andrew Palmer's loving Loki.
Yeah,
Oh,
I really
yes.
enjoyed the first episode, I've got to say.
Oh, it's 22 episodes.
It
Is it?
Apparently, according to Andrew.
There we are.
very briefly, that episode did make me feel a little bit claustrophobic because it was all inside and the ceilings were low. I think it was meant to do that. I am looking forward to him getting out into the world and doing stuff.
I might have misread that about the 22 episodes. I'm not sure what it's saying. Limited series over 22. The approach of a limited series over 22 episodes, does it mean all the series, maybe? All the 3 we've had so far? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Anyway,
There we are.
Okay.
it'll let us.
Yeah, tell us, Andrew.
Tell us.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Housekeeping, anyone?
No.
So what are your thoughts on the Avengers campus? Is that what you were looking at?
Yeah. But I don't.
No, I was in agreement with you.
I don't want to get told off again for not listening. But it's because I was looking at the chat, so that's why I was like, dare I ask?
Has Chris said anything?
And you're going to say we've already asked him.
I approach everything with a lot of cynicism, but mainly because I think it's funny to do that. So I'm actually really quite excited about pretty much all of it. I never did Aerosmith, so I'm looking forward to doing that. I still want to give the web slingers a go, even though I wasn't too impressed with what I'd seen. But because I think a lot of time when you watch people's videos of stuff, it doesn't give you the right idea of it anyway.
And hey, it's going to be better than Armageddon.
There you go.
Because nothing could be worse. I was impressed. I was a bit cynical about the theming because I didn't want more concrete. And I just thought Avengers, you're going to get concrete, but they've actually managed to make it look really quite detailed and interesting and old and well established.
I wonder if we'll get the Kirby crackle that they have in California. Jack Kirby did this style of energy they called the Kirby crackle. I had to tell Lucy about this the other day. But it's on the floor in Avengers Campus in California, and it looks weird. It looks like someone spilled something, not in a good way. It's like that doesn't look right. We'll see.
Like
Is
a big
it a bit like putting a Wilhelm scream into a film?
Yeah.
So let us know what you think about Avengers Campus. What do you think will come to Paris? What don't you think will come to Paris? What will translate well and what will just fall flat with the European audience? This week I've uploaded a review of my Loungefly pin trading backpack. If we've got any Loungefly fans out there, you might want to check that out. And we're about to record our Winnie the Pooh classic show after this one. And we do have classic podcasts released every second and fourth Monday of the month. So don't forget to like, subscribe to us on YouTube and on iTunes, anywhere else that you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to leave reviews if you are on iTunes.
Ooh, yes, please.
And we have the Patreon, and we're going to use a little bit more money from the Patreon to buy a new mic. So it's just little things like that. That's why we're on the one mic today. It's little things like that just help us out a little bit to keep the standard high.
Andrew Palmer, when he said a limited series over 22 episodes, the over means instead of. Limited series instead of 22 episodes.
Yes, I agree. I completely agree with you on that.
Yeah, you get more of a beginning, middle and end.
And
don't
No
you?
filler. All killer.
Oh, Bob Sangwell says don't forget to mention the quiz.
Oh, yes.
Oh, this was so much fun.
We did a quiz with Chat Disney, head to head with Chat Disney. And Bob Sangwell hosted it, and we loved it. We really enjoyed it.
University challenge style.
Bob was the quiz master with the most doesn't work. But
Quizmaster with a plaster.
yeah, and it was great. And also, Mark Chester says, I didn't mind Armageddon. But yeah, the quiz will be on Chat Disney's podcast, won't it?
Yes, it will. So go hunt for Chat Disney on your podcasting client, and it'll be there, and listen to it because it's going to be good. I think.
When's that out?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Mark Chester, I haven't got time to express how bad I thought Armageddon was, but I respect your opinion.
We'll do a walkthrough special. We won't.
Yes.
We won't. I haven't been on it either.
Watch a video of it. Honestly, it's probably not that much difference being there.
Just watch Armageddon.
Right, okay, thank you very much, viewers. We're going to see you next week then. Oh, when the parks will be open. Yay! So we'll see you then.
Terrifying.
Bye.
Bye.